Well, there's a lot of good things. The dynasty is obviously the good news, and there's obviously the other bad news on the message boards you hear from people, but you have to kind of ignore both of them because both of them are poison. But really, the stars of this basketball season again were the girls. They once again, time and time again, they showed what a good ability and work ethic can do.
Certainly there's been no shortage of A-list basketball talent filling out the roster at Quincy Notre Dame in this dynastic run. But while the casts have invariably changed over the last decade plus, the one constant at play has been direction. And in that sense, Eric Orne has been the cinematic equivalent of Steven Spielberg, churning out masterwork after masterwork. And like any true artist, his success only seems effortless from the outside looking in. The 2013 campaign may have ended in perfection, but it certainly didn't seem preordained on first glance.
Well, it took a lot of adjustments, and I'll be honest, last summer when we were at Jury and Jordan was hurt, Cassie Foley was hurt, Kristen Ginenbacher was on a softball trip, we got beat up pretty bad. I took a long walk, and we just had to come back into the fall with a positive attitude, make our slight adjustments. I give a lot of that credit to Kevin Meyer, who installed a more guard-oriented offense, and the girls trusted in that offense, and it could really pay off later on.
But that wasn't the only curveball thrown the Lady Raiders' direction, as the IHSA recalibrated its class system and forced the defending 2A champions to step up to a higher threshold of competition.
We knew we had to, first of all, set up a schedule that would make us competitive in 3A and challenge us and make sure we saw the physicality that we were going to have to face. Did I think we'd run the table? No. I really didn't, but the team really started to come together, starting with the John Wood shootouts in Harrisburg and probably the signature win over Columbia Rockbridge. That set the tone, and then those girls really started believing they could beat anybody.
The 3A announcement came late. I mean, in all fairness, it probably wasn't fair for you to find out as late as you did. Schedule set you up. These girls and you embraced that very quickly, though, didn't you?
We did. We had no other choice, and we wanted to embrace it because I thought the sooner the girls bought into that system, the more successful we were going to be.
Much of that success has been born from approach. And while Eric Orne has admitted over the years to lightening up because of the girls he's been lucky enough to be around, it's also clear his trademark intensity has found its mark with his players.
Funny line from there is the Morton paper called them stone cold killers with ponytails, and that's the way they go about their business. The type of kids that come to our program that really believe in that hard work from day one of practice to fall workouts, and they carry that through the year, and that belief and leadership that they show year after year really has set a tone for our program.
And that tone has resonated with nothing short of storybook achievements. A current 53-game win streak, a 79-game undefeated snap against Illinois competition, and culminating in this third straight state title. The first time any IHSA school has won consecutive crowns in differing classes. Nothing short of proper punctuation for an unbelievable group of young women.
To be honest, when that final buzzer went off, Jordan had come off the court a little, 30 seconds earlier. It was tough. A lot of emotions were swelling, and but from the standpoint of what all those girls had put through time and time again, for them to be on that podium, getting that gold medal was certainly special. There's always that carry that burden as a coach, because I think the most part it's not the pressure, it's just you're wanting it so bad for your team and your players for them to succeed and see that success. So that burden itself probably is the most important, and it was kind of a release of that emotion because the kids, they had finally accomplished what they set out to do.
But as recent history would suggest, this story likely isn't over.
Well, you always want to embrace it, and luckily Jordan and Cassidy and Abby Graw passed along what's been our tradition, especially the last 6 to 7 years, is working hard and leadership. And I think the girls that were freshmen that we carried on that team bought into that, and hopefully it pays off next year. We've got a nice junior class to be seniors, but we've got to carry on. The work always gets tougher, but you don't ever replace girls that brought you 3 straight state championships, 1,900 points and 1,700 points. Those aren't easy to replace, but if our work hard ability stays there, I think we'll have an opportunity again next year to be successful.